separately. They've opened the back of the stalls and now she's coming out. Lady Slew on the inside of her, and on the outside is the favourite Rather Grand. Riders out of the saddles on those respective fillies, and now Pavlenko's out of the stalls again. No doubt the vet will run the rule over her. Make a Stand is still away with Portoduro and Flip Out. I didn't see when she reared up. Obviously she did, and she got a little bit cast in the gates there for a moment or two, and the vet will run the rule over her before she's allowed to run. It looks like Rather Grand is going to be backed out of the stalls here as well. So a little bit of drama prior to the running of this second on the program. First event today, numbers were 4, 6 and 2. Victory going to Mantle, a very impressive win. The longer the better for it, that's for sure. Now, hello, yes? That's Pavlenko's out, 132 was it? On Vet's advice, okay, tough. Righto, it's come out then, Pavlenko out. $34 chance on the tote and similar sort of odds on track. Now, please note 5 Pavlenko has come out at 132 on Vet's advice. Late scratching in the second, number 5 Pavlenko out at 132 on Vet's advice. Bookmakers, please rule alone. A betting announcement will follow the running of the race. So we're down to 5 runners now. And again, they're being called up into line. Lady Slew is set on the inside. Make a Stand goes up into the stalls, and Portoduro coming up on its outside. Now Rather Grand to move up, and Flip Out will take the outside gate. Looking like we might get a shower. Some fairly heavily laden clouds around the place. Now Flip Out moved in, so the 5 runners are set for the floral event over 1,600 metres. Fillies stand in here for the second on the program. Lights flashing away, all clears there. They're off, and Lady Slew jump well. Rather Grand was the slowest of the 5 to move. Make a Stand is sitting up second outside the leader in the early stages, with Portoduro ridden more aggressively today. She's up on the pace, and then Flip Out, who's gone back to second last, with Rather Grand last of all. Make a Stand in front, making the run towards the turn at the 1,200 metres. The pace not too bad for a small field. Portoduro half a length away second. Lady Slew on the rails is third. Flip Out 1-1 is fourth, and 1.5 to Rather Grand last of all. About 5 lengths covering the field, and it's Make a Stand into the back, slowing the tempo right down, and Rather Grand slides around the outside of the field, and in about 100 metres went from last to first in the run to the 800 turn. Rather Grand now from Make a Stand, who's trying to boot through again on the rails to retain the fence, and Portoduro enjoys a good trail just off these two now, with Lady Slew on the rails and Flip Out a length and a half away as they came up the side. Make a Stand on the inside, and on the outside Rather Grand, and Portoduro flushed out now, goes up and joins the leader. So it's Portoduro getting up now at the 600 metre mark, with Rather Grand on the inside of it, and a length away with the fence Make a Stand. Then a length further back Lady Slew, hard ridden, with Flip Out on her outside. The 5 runners only 3 lengths covering them up towards the turn, and Rather Grand about a neck in front of Portoduro. Make a Stand a length and a half away. Flip Out's the new one on the scene, but under pressure it's Rather Grand coming around the turn, almost a length to Portoduro, 2.5 lengths away. Flip Out and Make a Stand, but Rather Grand slipped away on Portoduro. The favourite's out by 2, and she's going strongly in the run to the line, and Rather Grand will go on and win. Rather Grand beats Portoduro by a length and a quarter. Back about 3 lengths away, Flip Out in front of Make a Stand, and last in Lady Slew. Rather Grand making it 3 in a row now, and Dan Nikolic wasn't going to be part of that slow tempo in the run around that 1,200 metres turn. He took off and put the pressure on into the race and dictated the terms of it thereafter, and she has been too good. Promising filly who really does find the line strongly. She's got a good desire. Second to 3, Portoduro, Matthew Gatton. Third, number 7, Flip Out, ridden by Karen McAvoy. 2, 3 and 7 official. 2, 3 and 7. Fourth in going to 1, Make a Stand, and well, the last of the 5 being number 4, Lady Slew. 138.3 the time, 138.3, 237. Rather Grand paid 150 to win, 110 the place. Portoduro 260, no divvy for Flip Out. Quinella 490, the exacta 730. Trifecta 24.80, and the running double paid $8.40 on 4 and 2.
And success there to Rather Grand, Dan Nikolic for Mick Price. Grand Lodge filly. 150, 110. Portadoro second. Flip out third, the late scratching 5, Pavlenko. Next event coming up from 150 about the 1. 4, Merton 740, 7 Hurricane Perry 480 and 8 Natural Embrace $7.10. About to move up for the second Caddo Cup. $100,000 in prize money, the late scratching here, and Will Robert, the race of a great deal of interest, Galway Lass. 5 Sunray heads the ratings over 1 El Duce, 3 Regal Kroner and 2 Our Unicorn, 5, 1, 3 and 2. Sunray number 5 is the favourite, it's had the 2 runs from a spell. El Duce 740, Bel Air at 8.30, Sunray at $3.20. Lord Mighty Malay 26, Singing Star number 8 at $21. Down to As Good As, number 10 at 16. La Fleur at 13. 13 Athens at $17. Devious, number 16 at 29. 54 on the New Zealand Tote. And Imperial Brief is Any Old Odds for the upcoming event, due at around 15 minutes from now. Close to a start, the second event for $28.20. Third event from Rosehill due in 5 minutes from now, and the short favourite Glassos $1.50. Interesting runner is 7 Hurricane Perry. Craig Carmody takes the ride for Gold Coast trainer Noel Doyle. 1 start for 1 win, Hurricane Perry. The filly by Hurricane Sky of the Tatnam mare Misty Doll, and Noel Doyle caught up a short time ago with the late male. Here's Ron Dufficy.
Race 3 here, Rosehill Gardens, numbers 1, 7, 4 and 8.
Oh, hello. It got out of the stalls again, Hurricane Perry, as I was checking those results for the first 2. Well, it's back in again now. Craig Carmody to remount, so Merton. Dark blue, white stars, red and white striped sleeves and a red and white corded cap. Natural Embrace, a dual acceptor, and Chris Muntz has dismounted from Natural Embrace. And Glassos, the odds-on favourite, is just being led around well away from the starting stalls. Has Ronnie Stewart aboard? Hasn't he made a good impact since he's come to Sydney? Certainly on a permanent basis. He's on loan out to Gary Portelli at Warwick Farm. And for those taking New Zealand, they're going to run into this race by the look of things. Merton is now bailing up, so our home network will be staying with us as Merton has finally consented to walk in. Now let's hope Natural Embrace decides to go forward without any worry, but no, not at the first attempt. Couldn't believe it, could you? A small field of 5, and they've encountered quite a few problems, the Barrier boys. Now they might get Natural Embrace this time. Yes, Chris Muntz climbs back aboard. And here's the favourite, Glassos, walking forward now. I think he'll go in like a lamb with a bit of luck. Yes. He's right, and we're all set to go here at Rosehill Gardens. 1,100 metres starter. As the hands on the hips, and hopefully they'll get them underway in the next few seconds. Yep, here he goes up onto the ladder. They're off, and the favourite jumped out pretty well, and he's going to race Hurricane Perry Glassos for the early lead. First and second favourites going hammer and tong in the early stages. Nothing between them. 4 Natural Embrace, a length and a half to 2 Merton, and a little over a length the Red Aspect around the first corner, and Glassos and Hurricane Perry, nothing between them. 2 away third Natural Embrace, followed by Merton, and Red Aspect slipping along the rails as they work down past the 600 marker. Glassos the inside, about a neck clear on the Gold Coast filly Hurricane Perry. Natural Embrace is going up with Merton, and Red Aspect last, and only about 4 or 5 lengths would cover the 5 of them. On the swing for home now, the short-priced pick is the leader Glassos, narrowly from Hurricane Perry. Merton wider out on the track from Natural Embrace. Well, Ronnie Stewart's had to get stuck into Glassos. Hurricane Perry's got the head in front. On the outside, Merton from Natural Embrace and Red Aspect. Glassos fighting back on the inside of Hurricane Perry, and on the outside, Merton. Glassos is giving plenty. Is he going to worry the filly out of it? She's coming again. Glassos hanging out onto her, but will win. Glassos has beaten Hurricane Perry, but he did hang badly. Nothing in it for third with Red Aspect and Natural Embrace, the 2 candidates, and Merton has pulled up quickly.
Interesting finish. Glassos successful. Ronnie Stewart 160-140. Hurricane Perry number 7. Craig Carmody at $2 and a photo finish for third. So 1, 7 and a photo. They race tight over the concluding stages. Now the Group 2 Waikato Cup is currently in progress at Te Arapa, and instead of showing you the last 400 or 500 metres, as it is a $100,000 Group 2 event, we will replay the whole race for you very shortly. So it's not finished yet, as we have a look at the start of the race now, and we pick up the call.
They're off and racing, and one of the first away was Athens towards the inside. Al Duche began quickly. Devious is going with them as well, with Lord Mighty Malay, and out wide La Fleur began away well as they head over towards the course proper. Lord Belvedere was next out, then followed by Singing Star. Back over on the inside, My Governess. She's on the journey today and moving up out wide. Cut the Pack. In behind these is Benchmark, and well back is Regal Kroner, followed back by Sunray. The favourites going to settle back about fifth last. Bowley is back third last, 2 lengths away next. As they come down towards us is Imperial Brief, and last of all is our Unicorn. So the sensation at the start, the late scratching of As Good As on Veterinary Advice as they work out 1,700 metres to go, and La Fleur's made the lead. This is unusual. It leads by a length and a half. In second spot is Cut the Pack, 2 lengths away. Devious box seating on the inside of Lord Mighty Malay. Then came Athens. Al Duche on the outside of it in 6th position. Then 1.5 back and behind these. Next is our My Governess on the inside of Lord Belvedere. There's another one working forward, 3 wide. Regal Kroner, the Avondale Cup winner, No Luck in Transit. Then came Singing Star, followed by Bel Air's moving through along the inside from Sunray. Then 2 lengths back at the 1,200 Benchmark from Imperial Brief, and our Unicorn is last of all. Over towards the 1,000 metres mark they go in the Waikato Times Gold Cup, and it's La Fleur and the unusual roller pacemaker. Leads at 3 parts of a length from Cut the Pack. 2 lengths away, Lord Mighty Malay. Devious been sold along. Right on the inside of these is Athens, followed by My Governess. Gee, she's travelling nicely. Moving round on the outside of it. Next is our Duche, followed by Bel Air. Then Lord Belvedere from Regal Kroner. 2 lengths back and behind these now as they work along. We've got Benchmark, followed further away by our Singing Star, well back with them also Imperial Brief. Our Unicorn, your favourite, has dropped right out of it, Sunray. He's obviously something wrong with him, and looks as though he's going to be pulled up. He is no hope. Around the turn they come, 450 to go, and Al Duche, the toppies at the lead in the cup. Second at the stage is My Governess, followed by Athens. Then out wider, Regal Kroner from Singing Star. It's Al Duche. He says, catch me if you can. Mickey's in front at the 200 metres, going for 2 in a row. Out wide, Regal Kroner, Singing Star, but it's all Al Duche. Al Duche, oh Mickey, you're so fine, you've won the cup a second time. Al Duche, too good. Second over My Governess, third was Bel Air, followed over by Lord Belvedere, Regal Kroner and Singing Star. And behind these, Athens, followed by our Unicorn, Lord Mighty Malay, Devious, followed further back in the field as they went across by Benchmark, Imperial Brief, Cut the Pack, La Fleur, and Sunray has just gone past the post. Let's hope everything's okay with them. It obviously.
And with the late scratching As Good As, El Duce taking out the Waikato Cup. And upwards, fillies and mares over the 1,200 metres. Atavia, number 6, the 100 rater over 9 Dan Rigo, 2 Toast of the Coast and 1 Raja Lane. So Atavia is $4. 2 Toast of the Coast at $3.80. 4 Lucky Punch at $11. 5 Miss Marion $7.90. 6 Atavia is at $4. 7 Raven Protector at $21. Of the others, 9 Dan Rigo at $3.60. Well, Raja Lane is the horse on screen. This event, the Waikato Cup, El Duce, Reese McLeod, a double for him, 550, 220. My Governess second, and Bel Air third. Trifecta $635 in fact. The second event, McDougall from Eagle. Lee Friedman, the trainer of Dan Rigo. Kieran McAvoy aboard the filly by Danzero out of the Masco mare Marigo. 1 run from a spell for a win at the Valley 3 weeks ago over Gal Express. Tavia $3.80. Placed its 2 runs from a spell, both at the Valley, and 2 Toast of the Coast at $4.20. after a last start win 2 weeks back at Moonee Valley. Rosehill the previous with correct weight, 1, 7, 6 and 8. That first four, $59.50. So 3 starts for 3 wins for the Stephen Hill trained Glassos. Ronnie Stewart aboard. The colt by Stippets out of the Prego mare Lasso. Moving up as we head to Greg for the third at Moonee Valley.
Just starting to move them in here on track. Good supporters come for number 6, Octavia, who's got a good record at Moonee Valley. She's never been out of the money in her 5 outings here and has the claim for Blake Shin. Fitter for 2 runs back in. She'll run favourite. Dan Rigo, $3.60 there on the tote, has been easy on track. And Octavia's the favourite ahead of Dan Rigo on course, although there's not a lot between them. And Toast of the Coast has had some support into third elect now. And Darren Gouch is out of the saddle on Miss Marion, about to bring her up into line. So we've got 8 running in this. Dan Rigo winning a 1 MW Fillies race last time out in very easy style. Steps up to slightly harder grade here. So now it's a phone ringing here. There might be a bit of a hold up for some reason or another. Oh, okay. Just a slight delay. Miss Marion's being replayed. Opportunities in town. He's had 1 city winner coming way back in June, and he takes the full 3 kilos off here, of course. For Mark Zara, Mark's had a winner at the last 3 city meetings in a row. Been riding very well. They're off. Miss Marion missed the start a length on the inside, and Toast of the Coast went back also, and Dan Rigo first out from Octavia. The 2 favoured runners settled down 1-2. Raven Protector a length away third, and then came Raja Lane into fourth. Toast of the Coast is moving up a little wider out, and they're followed then by Lucky Punch, Miss Marion and Frangelica. Dan Rigo went round the 800 turn against the fence by a length and a half. Octavia second, Raven Protector is third. 1.5 further back is Raja Lane in fourth, and then Toast of the Coast is racing wide now, and then 2 lengths further back is Lucky Punch, followed by Miss Marion and Frangelica at the 600. Dan Rigo by half a length. Octavia is second. Raven Protector a length away third on the inside, and then Raja Lane. Toast of the Coast hasn't been on the track, and then came Miss Marion, Lucky Punch and Frangelica coming around the home turn. Dan Rigo a neck in front. Octavia sitting on her outside, and they're clear to Raja Lane, Raven Protector, and the rest are headed by Miss Marion. Dan Rigo leading with Octavia throwing out the challenge, and now Raja Lane with her big weighter started to stretch into a work. Dan Rigo still had the lead. Octavia can't get there. Raja Lane lifting now. Dan Rigo, Raja Lane, but Dan Rigo, the weights pull. Dan Rigo beat Raja Lane, gallant in defeat with 61 kilos on her back. Raven Protector's run third. Octavia 4, just wilted on her run. She had her chance. Next to finish in the race then was Lucky Punch, Miss Marion. Toast of the Coast trapped wide with her big weight, dropped out of it, and Frangelica last all the way. Fighting victory there by Dan Rigo, ridden by Karen McAvoy, 370 and 150. Raja Lane loomed up with her run, but the difference of 9 kilos in the last 100 metres has been the telling factor. Raven Protector battling away after a cosy run to hold the 3rd place. 917, Dan Rigo well placed at the weights. Breaks a mini drought for Karen McAvoy. It's his first Melbourne win since the end of the Melbourne Spring Carnival on the 8th of November. Of course, he was out suspended for a time and has recently come back to the saddle. 9 the winner, 1 second Raja Lane, and 7 in 3rd place Raven Protector. 4th home, number 6 Octavia, sat outside the winner all of the way, looked to have her chance, but she wilted over the closing stages. She's run 4th, first time she's been out of the money here at Moonee Valley, and 5th in was number 4 Lucky Punch. Totes will be
$3.60. Favourite 2 Garfish $2.70. Cuda at $7.60. George Shimoni has had a few rides on Shivago. Apart from that second at Rosehill, he was successful with it at Gosford back in September, and now links up with Graham McNeese.
Georgie, you're back aboard Shivago. Now, it went pretty hard last time out when it was just beaten.
Yeah, it went pretty hard in front. Something come up and took it on, and it just wanted to over-race a fraction, and it went terrific with it just getting beat. It went really well in the way the race was run, but hopefully today I it doesn't go as hard and it can get the money.
It's up just a little bit in weight, but that doesn't seem to be a worry.
No, it seems to carry weight pretty easy. It's one with heavier weight, so I think it can carry the weight.
So a good chance today.
Yeah, very good chance.
Now, what about Jackman in race 5? Freshened up. It's won, it ran quite a number of placings, as we know. Bred to be anything, but hasn't lived up to those expectations. But do you think it could come home?
It could come home. It's drawn an awkward gate today. I'm not sure what Jack would want to do on it from that alley. But if I can slot in somewhere, and I mean, the track's playing out a bit anyway, so it's probably better being out there.
Okay.
I think it'd probably have an each-way hope too, you know?
Yeah. Coming back to the 1900.
Yeah, coming back to the right distance.
All right. And good luck with Chevergo coming up in the next.
Thanks very much, Graham.
George Shimoni, who rides Chevergo in the upcoming event from Rose Hill. That'll be followed by the last event for our coverage from New Zealand. During around 14 minutes from now, the Te Rapa Open Sprint. Listed event over the journey of 1,400 metres, and Rosina Ladd for Michael Walker is the favourite. Sir Kinloch at 10, 7 Swallow at $16. Got 11 River Chief at 7 and 13 Pomp and Glory, $5.90. Pomp and Glory is the interesting runner after its Pukekohe win 3 weeks ago. And Ronnie Stewart took the previous with Glassos, and they combined with Wakomba in the upcoming event, and trainer Stephen Hill now joins Graham McNeese.
Yeah, Stephen, what sort of a chance do you give Wakomba?
Graham, I'll give him a bit of a chance in this race. He's gone well before this. Last start he drew really wide and we went back purposely, but prior to that he'd gone really well. So if he can get out and get a spot today, he's got a chance in this race.
He won prior to that, didn't he?
He won at Kembla prior to that, and it was a nice tough win.
Do you expect him to take up a forward position here today?
I think that he will today. I think with the gate today and a better draw than he had last time, he should take up a nice spot.
And I know there's a bit of specking on the tote for him too.
Yeah, I just had a bit of a listen. Yeah, that's interesting.
What about Wativi in the last?
He's much the same. Last start he had a really wide gate and went back purposely, but today we're not going to go back. We'll just try and squeeze out of the gates and get a spot and see, chance our hand a bit and see whether he can get home from there.
Some interesting names there: Wakomba, Wativi.
Yeah, we've got one.
Glassos is very interesting.
It is interesting, but he's different.
Yeah, very, very different, I would have thought. A few anxious moments there.
There were, but he's a good horse, and last start he sort of fought back and got the better of the horse he raced against last time, and today you could sort of see that he was going to do the same again. So yeah, it was anxious, mate.
It was, but a good little rider aboard too, nonetheless.
Tremendous. Yeah.
Nice to see you, Steve. Nice to meet you.
Thanks, Graham.
Terrific, Graham. Thank you. And start of a big day in the previous with Glassos at Rose Hill for Stephen Hill and jockey Ronnie Stewart, and they combine with Wakomba in the upcoming event. Now, the Cheltenham placings, 3, 6, 1. 3, 6 and 1. And as you saw, the previous at Moonee Valley, a new track record to Dan Rigo. Kieran McAvoy for Lee Friedman. That previous best was held by Before Too Long at 110. Gold Fox at $13. Lang Park at 21. Across to 10 Noble Gaze at $9.60, a ride for Dan Craven, and 12 Tackman at $12. The selections in the upcoming event: Wayne Wilson goes 4 Rule of Engagement to beat 1 General Patton and 2 Swift Sequalo, 4, 1 and 10. General Patton be ridden by Michael Rodd, a week out of his apprenticeship, and he partners General Patton. He has a few good rides later on in the day.
Well, Michael, General Patton, his last run there, you couldn't have been more impressed with his run. He got back and then run home hard, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. It's not very often 2-year-olds can do that too, so we're impressed by that. He didn't really show a lot during track work because he's just such a casual sort of horse. So he's had a nice trial leading into this, and he only did what he had to do again, but off the good alley, he won't be far away, and give him a good hope.
That's the most important thing. He's drawn an alley, so you don't expect to be too far back this time.
No, I wouldn't be going as far back as last time, Larry. I'd like to see myself in at least the first 5, and getting the suck run behind him.
All right, Kavorka for Bobby Sutton in race 4.
Yeah, she messed up the start a couple of weeks back. She was meant to run last Saturday, but because the meeting was called off. But she's off a very awkward alley, Larry, and it's just going to have to see how it pans out. If she drew an alley, I'd say she'd be right in this. It's just, but being from out there, it just makes it a bit tough.
Emma Squeeze in race 6, the Coolmore.
Yeah, on face value last start, a bit disappointing, but we're just sort of putting it down to second up syndrome and try and forget about it. She comes here today, she drops down to 52 kilos off the 58.5 last start, so there's good pace. She's going to settle back and hopefully she can do something for us.
Yeah, she's certainly better than she's shown. What about our old mate Contenian in race 7?
Yeah, Larry, I'll give him a good chance because even though he's drawn wide, he's going to get over. There's a lot of pace. I think they might string out. We'll be able to sort of get him one off. And it was a very good run last start, as you saw. He just got beaten right on the line. He had 58.5, and again, he drops big time in weight, and he's not a real weight carrier either, this bloke. He's sort of, you've got to hold him up. He's sort of got the one dash, so with the dropping weight, I'll give him a good chance.
And did a huckabuck in the last.
Yeah, this bloke, he's going to, hopefully we can hold him up and get a nice run off the speed. He's been racing pretty consistent. Last start, you probably forget, he got in a little bit of trouble, but his win before that was good at Doomben, and he hasn't gone backwards since then, so, you know, fingers crossed he goes good for us.
Right, mate. Well, you've just enjoyed your first week as a fully fledged rider. Did you notice anything different, like a bank balance or anything like that?
The 25% pay rise, I noticed that, and a lot more time to myself, Larry.
All right, one for the punters out of that.
Oh, Larry, I think they're all got a good chance.
Okay. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Larry Olsen with Michael Rod. Graham McNeice reports late support on track at Rosehill, Wakomba 11, and at longer odd 6, Cape Crusader. Here's Ron Dufficy.
Race 4 here, Rosehill Gardens, numbers 11, 10, 7 and 4. Gone a little bit wide here with number 11, Wakomba, a stablemate of the last winner. He looks terrific in the yard, no weight on his back. I can see him getting home well at double figure odds here. This interesting runner from the John Hawkes stable, number 10, Octama, having its first run for the stable. Quite solid in calculations on track. Looks trialled okay leading into this, and Hawkes always has his horses ready. Look, there's one here at you, Jodge, number 7, Drocknock. He's had 7 starts yet to fill a placing, but I'm sure this horse has got something, and he could produce something here today. Best of the rest, number 4, Kuda, has had no luck at all in recent runs, although this is hard. Look, no knock on the 2 favourites here. Chevergo, he looks terrific. I'm just concerned him on a dead track. And Garfish, I thought he had an undeniable chance, but just no value.
His chances probably look a little better now that the track has been upgraded to Den. Previous one by Glassos. Set to go. Ready now, 1200, they're off this time, and Chevergo best to begin. Wakomba jumped out pretty well, and so too did Bold Flush, and a length to Cortina, Cape Crusader, and then Octama, who's caught out a little wide from Drocknock, and then Garfish, and immediately Kuda drops out to the rear. Bold Flush is serving it up to Chevergo, and as they race past the 850, Chevergo, Bold Flush put on the speed, 2 lengths Wakomba, about 3/4 Cortina the fence, a length and a half to Cape Crusader as they come down the side of the track. And then comes Octama, who's caught out very wide from Garfish, Drocknock and Kuda as they leave the 600 pole behind them, and Chevergo beat off Bold Flush at this point. A couple of lengths away, Cortina on the inside of Wakomba, and then Cape Crusader, Octama, followed by Garfish and the last pair of Drocknock and Kuda. Chevergo leads clearly as they straighten up now, about a length and a half Wakomba, followed by Cortina, Bold Flush tending to drop off. Kuda coming right down the outer, Garfish getting up on the inner, and Octama starting to hit the bit now. She's coming late, and as they pass the 200, Octama driven to the lead by Corey Brown. She raced away with a winning break, battling on Kuda with Chevergo and Cape Crusader, but it's Octama. Octama from a photo between Cape Crusader and Chevergo from Kuda. Then a break to Garfish, Wakomba, Drocknock, followed by Cortina, and dropping out to run last, Bold Flush. Octama. Done a darn good job to win that, Octama. Drew, well, a little wide. It came into 7, but was forced to cover a good deal of ground. I like the way she really hit the line. She's raced by Nick Moratis and M.J. Kentrain now by John Hawkes. First up since her only start at Ballarat when in the Mayfield Smith stable back in March. Numbers will be up in a jiffy after race number 4, number 10, Octama, ridden by Corey Brown, has been up.